Brothers and sisters, I'm trying something I usually don't do. I'm trying to bring technology into our bulletins. So I'm doing a little video bulletin column today. And I want to continue the article that I put about evangelization. Evangelization is one of these key things that we have to do as Catholic Christians. And yet I think it's something most of us feel uncomfortable doing, right? We know a lot of Protestants wwill go up to people and will say, have you accepted Jesus Christ as your personal Lord and Savior, that kind of thing. And sometimes we find that off-putting. And it can almost turn people away. And so we need to figure out, how can we spread the gospel? How can we share our faith with others in a way that's not off-putting, but actually draws people into a relationship with them? And I don't have all the answers, so I want to share just some of my experience, and I hope I'll hear some of your experience as well, and we can learn from each other how to do this. So the experience I want to share with you today happened when I was on vacation, of all things, at Walt Disney World in Florida. And when I'm on vacation there, a lot of times in the evenings, I'll come back from the parks or something, and I like to go down to the hot tub and use that, especially now that I've got that sore back, as many of you know, it's a godsend, right, to be able to go do that. And so I'm sitting in the hot tub, kind of resting, and this group of young people come in, like college students, a couple high school students, and we start chatting. They tell me they're from Michigan. And I said, well, I guess we'll forgive you for that, right? But aside from that, I told my neighbor I was from Indiana. And they said, oh, what do you do in Indiana? I said, well, I'm a Catholic priest. And all of a sudden, that just sparked a lot of conversation. They were asking me questions about salvation, questions about, the Bible. Like, do you guys really have more books in the Bible than we do? And what's the history behind that? And I was able to talk to them about the Catholic faith, about things like the papacy, apostolic succession, the Reformation, how the Protestant Bible began to differ from our Bible. We talked about the sacraments. We talked about different aspects of salvation. It was a really heartwarming and engaging conversation that just occurred naturally. It wasn't me, imposing on them. So much it was them, asking me questions once they heard that I was a priest. I think this is a great way that we can begin to evangelize. Not that everybody needs to become a priest, although that'd be nice, right? But but by sharing hey, I'm a Catholic with people, even as we have some conversations with them, and allow them to ask us, what's the Catholic faith about? What's your church teach about this? Those types of questions, and also to engage them in those questions. I think when we do that, we begin to open ourselves to true evangelization. We're not doing what, there's that negative proselytization stereotype where you go up to somebody, have you accepted Jesus Christ as your personal Lord and Savior? And we're not doing that. That's off-putting to so many people. But when we can invite people in to an authentic conversation, and this conversation lasted about 20 minutes, and it was mostly the kids just constantly, asking me questions and throwing out ideas and asking me to dispel, a couple of rumors they might have heard or something like that. And they were really engaged, which I found, very heartwarming as well. There was nothing insincere. They weren't trying to, throw gotcha questions at me or anything like that. And I think this is a great instance of how we can begin to evangelize and spread the good news. And so I invite you to do, similar things. And I invite you too to share your stories, because I'd like to put them in the bulletin, maybe and create some videos that we can put on our website. So it's not just how does a priest evangelize, but how does everybody evangelize in our parish? And when we do that, we can go out and make disciples, as I say, of all New Carlisle and all the world.